What's up guys, Zanderson977 here today to do a Naruto, wow, Naruto chapter 688 review. And oh my god, Kakashi, he finally has relevance again in this story, right? Ever since Madara took that Mangekyo Sharingan from him, back couple chapters now, right, and went into the dimensional portal to go after Obito, where he got his Rinnegan. Ever since that time, Kakashi has been more often than not utterly useless in the story because these guys, they're all fighting on a completely different level, they're all fighting on a completely different scale. Kakashi, he has no abilities. Well, before today, he had no abilities, no know-how, everything that he knew, it just wasn't good enough to fight at this new level that the battle was taking place with Naruto and Sasuke facing off against Kaguya. Well, Obito did one last trick, and I'm sure that in Obito dying he really has redeemed himself, at least in my opinion. And I do believe that this is a good turn for the story because at least Kakashi finally has relevance, and it also brings up, some important not just symbology with the numbers, their team being team 7, and Obito wants Kakashi to become the 6th Hokage so that Naruto should become the 7th Hokage, that number 7 being significant to his team number, team 7. So that's interesting, and I liked how that played out. And it was already hinted by Kishimoto way back now in the past when Danzo was being the substitute Hokage in a sense for Tsunade, because Tsunade, after the Pain invasion, she was not capable of handling the Hokage duties. So Danzo stepped in as the intermediate Hokage, and before he was officiated as that intermediate 6th Hokage, I think they even mentioned Kakashi, that Kakashi should be 6th Hokage. So it was kind of foreshadowed way back now, and I'm sure that everybody probably forgot about that. I surely did for this chapter where things turn around. So it's good to see Kakashi finally having some say, finally having something to do with the progression of the story. For the past couple chapters he has been utterly unable to affect their fight and do anything of great significance to their fight at all, but that all changes now, and I believe that is very good. I like it very much. So I start off with a summary. Some other important points happen in this chapter, and Kakashi is just one of those. Now Obito dies, it's a continuation from last week. We see Obito dies and he and Rin is in the other spirit world, and they're having their conversations, and Obito is crying, and he says that right before he's ready to finally move on with Rin, Kakashi apparently means scarecrow in Japanese, and right now he's saying that Kakashi, he's useless in the battle, he isn't able to do anything, he's just living up to his name, the scarecrow, so he wants to help him out. And Rin asks him, are you able to do that? And he says, yeah, chakra is what connects the two worlds. So that's interesting, right? We never know about this before, but apparently Obito is able to use his Mangekyo Sharingan to warp back, in a sense, to the real world. Well, when he came back, he didn't come back as a real physical body. Instead, we just saw this chakra form of where Obito's ashes were, and it jumped on Kakashi's body, and then I guess Kakashi got drawn into the other astral world where Obito was. And in Kakashi being drawn into that world, we see the conversation between them, and Obito beginning to tell Kakashi that he gave Kakashi that Mangekyo Sharingan, no, well, that Sharingan at the time, a present for him becoming Jonin, but he wants Kakashi to become the 6th Hokage. He told Naruto to become Hokage, but he wants Naruto to become the 7th, and Kakashi to become the 6th, and he will give Kakashi his Hokage present before that time comes, and that present being, what we see Kakashi now has. He has both of Obito's eyes now, right? So he has two Mangekyo Sharingans, So he has both of Obita's eyes. So this is an interesting turn of events. Now, upon us seeing him get both of those eyes, we see um we see Obita tell him that he should live up to his name, Kakashi of the Sharingan, and then the scene switches back over to the interaction and fight between Naruto and Sasuke versus Kaguya. Now Kaguya, she threw off this, she did this attack. So she did this attack that basically tossed Sasuke's Susanoo to the side. Yeah, she messed him up real bad, tossed him to the side, and then Sasuke Susanoo tried to strike, she dodged that, and then Naruto, he did this cool technique which I like very much. I think it's very interesting. He combined all Tail Beast powers, right? All their unique traits, all their unique powers. Use his claws and do this Rasen Shuriken technique with all those Tail Beast powers in those different Rasen Shuriken, in those different Rasen Shuriken modes, and he used all of that to attack Kaguya. Kaguya wasn't able to dodge, so she took them head on. And oh yeah, the arm that Naruto tore off of Kaguya, he used tracker rods to impale them so that Black Zetsu is now trapped and he can't move, apparently, at least for the time being. Maybe he will escape if needs be, but right now he's trapped. And so upon Kaguya being hit with that attack, right, we see her body begin to transform. In a sense, she begins to transform into this big coalescing mass of all these tail beasts. And Black Zetsu was explaining, I myself didn't understand what was going on there. He was saying that because Naruto's attack hit Kaguya, the main body, all the tail beasts are trying to break out, maybe in a sense, from the main body, and the main body is now unstable. So Kaguya is now in a less than Kaguya's body right now is in a state less than perfection as how we would normally know her to be. She's now this big pulsating mass of unstable energy, and when that happens, she begins to send out these tracker arms all over the place, and one of those arms was heading straight for Naruto and Sasuke. One of Naruto's clones hit them out of the way, took that attack, so that they got absorbed. And apparently if it touches you, you get sucked up pretty much. All your chakra, all your essence get sucked up into the the beast that is now there instead of Kaguya. And one of the arms was coming straight for Sakura. So Naruto told Sasuke to use his eye powers to try to get to Sakura, but apparently he didn't get there in time. But that didn't matter because we see this Susanoo hand jump down, and at first I was saying, oh, Sasuke, but when we looked, right, after that panel happened, and we see that Sasuke is still beside Naruto, and I'm like, who the hell is this? Who did Susanoo? And lo and behold, it was actually Kakashi. So Kakashi has now done perfect Susanoo technique, not just any Susanoo, perfect Susanoo, right? For Sasuke, right? This the perfect Susanoo that Sasuke has is the exact same one that Kakashi is using, and for Sasuke to get that perfect Susanoo form, it took him a good number of power-ups, a good number of him using a Susanoo where it was just that normally armor kind of thing over his body until it eventually got shape, got form, until his Susanoo was actually able to jump around and move on legs like Madara one was, until that now has now evolved even more, especially since he got those yin chakra, those yin and yang chakra powers from the sage, right? He now had perfect Susanoo. But Kakashi, it looks like whatever his new ability is, right, combining both of Obito's eyes, he's able to copy any technique that he wants. At least that's the impression that I'm getting, because because Susanoo as a technique, as we know it, right? Susanoo as a technique comes about from having two Mangekyo Sharingans. Okay, that's a given. But even if Kakashi used his own Susanoo technique where he brought out Susanoo, it shouldn't be the exact copy of what Sasuke Susanoo is, right? That to me is a clear indication that it's looks exactly like Sasuke Susanoo because it is a copy of Sasuke Susanoo. You follow what I'm saying? If Kakashi was even able in the slightest to bring out his Susanoo in that situation, his Susanoo should not be a direct copy of what Sasuke Susanoo is, and it is, because Sasuke Susanoo is a Susanoo with wings, and the booch shape and the clothes, everything is the exact copy of what Sasuke Susanoo is. So I'm guessing that this new his new powers of him getting both the Mangekyo Sharingan from Obito gives him the ability to basically copy any technique. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Hopefully next week we get an explanation of what actually is the case. But so far, based on what I've seen in this chapter, that's my opinion about it. So I think that was pretty good though. Kakashi finally has relevance in the story again. He's finally able to try to do something against Kaguya. He's not off in the corner feeling depressed. You know, seeing how talking about how useless he is, as was happening a couple chapters back. So this is good. I believe this is a good move from Kishi. Probably not a lot of people will like it, but hey, that's them, that's their opinion. But overall, I thought it was an awesome chapter of Naruto, the best chapter of Naruto that we've had in weeks, right? Because right now, Kaguya's body has gotten unstable from Naruto's attack, especially because that arm got tore off. So I guess that allowed the chakra from Naruto's attack to seep into her body to cause it to become unstable. That causes this big mess of what Kaguya should be. Instead, it's just this big mess of chakra that's highly unstable. So, you know, um, that's that right there. And then with the whole revelation that Kakashi will now supposedly play an important part in their fight against Kaguya. So overall, I thought it was an excellent chapter. I thought it was awesome. Loved it very much. And Obito, he really did what he did to really be redeemed in the end, in my opinion. So that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.